Welcome traders and welcome to all of my students in today's mentoring session. Today is 18th of June, 9:32 p.m. And as always, we'll be starting with the weekly sectoral analysis, and I've noted all of my points over here, you can see. And once we complete the weekly sectoral analysis, then I'll be taking all of your questions for positional and swing trades one by one. So without any further delay, let's start today's session. So as always, I generally start with the top-down approach in Nifty Spot. And if you have been reading my Nifty short-term views of lately about Nifty Futures, now this is the Nifty Spot chart in front of you. I had clearly mentioned that there will be a fight between bulls and bears, and market could be volatile, all right? And I had been saying this since last 2 to 3 days. Started saying on possibly on 16th of June, and you can see from 16th of June, from 15,750, we have seen a drop till 15,548, and again the market has turned up. So overall, this is a choppy sort of move, and the reason for that is, if you see in the monthly time frame, trend is pretty much up. Yes, RSI is at 73, but we don't have any negative divergence or any bearish candle as of now. So the monthly chart is looking pretty clean. In the weekly chart, yes, what I can see, one thing that in the last 2 weeks, the candles have been very close to each other in terms of like they have been in the same range. That is why they are very close to each other. They are horizontal. And if you see all these candles one by one, the price was inching up, but that's not the case over here. All right. And now if I go to the daily charts trend is something different. I can see one thing is that there is some sort of volatility over here. You can see this big candle, this big red candle. And what we can see over here is some sort of consolidation in short term, some sort of correction, again a pullback. All these things will keep on going. Overall, we need to understand the trend is up, okay? Even if the correction comes up, it is going to be a short to medium term correction. If it comes, I'm not saying it will come, even if it comes. But overall trend is up, so trade very, very less, because if the higher time frame charts are bullish and if the shorter term charts are bearish, I don't think so it will be a very easy time to generate returns in your portfolio. So stay calm and trade as less as possible, right? And in the bank Nifty, I think on Twitter I had posted about 36,100, if I'm not sure, some level I had posted that if you have a close in bank Nifty above that particular level, then we'll have an uphill, but that level never came up. And after that, I had given a level of 35,500 something, closing basis. Even that level didn't came up. But what I would like to show you is in the monthly chart, what I've noted over here is nothing much changes there. The overall trend is still up. In the weekly chart, if I see, even over here, the trend is pretty much up. But in the weekly chart, if you see again, 1, 2, 3, these three candles are very close to each other, almost in the same range sort of stuff. Only in this candle, there has been a small dip. But again, is there any negativity, something looking extremely bearish? I don't see that. In fact, this is a good candle. But yeah, the thing is that bulls will have to give a lot of tough fight to the bears. And once we have a close, possibly somewhere over here in 35,500 or something, it'll be the first sign that possibly bulls are fighting pretty nicely. And a close above 36K might be a gateway to a further rally in Bank Nifty. Overall trend stays up, but sideways consolidation, volatility here and there on a daily level is possible. So be very, very cautious in your short-term trades, especially. Again, private banks and Bank Nifty, again, I told this in our last mentoring session also. Overall, private banks and Bank Nifty chart is looking very much similar. You can see all the sideways consolidation, no fruitful trading over here. Again, up move in the overall trend, even in the monthly chart, I would say. So this overall trend is up. But you can see again these three candles, they are sideways, and then we have one candle where the price has gone a little bit down. So same story like Bank Nifty, nothing much to say over here. Uh, Private banks are the candidates in case Nifty wants to inch higher, and any of the sectors which I feel could be the outperformers could be the private banks. So keep watch on this particular sector. PSU banks, yes, there is something to note over here. In PSU banks, what we can see is that we have a resistance. I'll change this chart into logarithmic chart. What we can see is the price is facing resistance from this particular cluster over here, you can see. Okay. And we have this trend line resistance also in the weekly chart. I'll just share with you. You can see this weekly chart trend line. This is a logarithmic chart. So yes, we are at a very strong resistance in the PSU bank chart. So you have to be careful. Overall, apart from that, things are looking fine. I would not say great. They're looking fine. But yes, in PSU banks, I'm only tracking one stock, and that is SBI. It has been outperforming recently. But if you see now, SBI has hit a resistance. You can see properly, and it has some sort of negative divergence also. But as of now, there is no top out pattern over here, despite of that negative divergence. But yes, you need to be cautious as we are at resistance, and you need to trail your stop losses very, very strictly. Just be aware of that. All right. And same thing, PSU banks, you need to be aware as they are at resistance in case if you are holding any other PSU bank too. Okay, metals. Now, this is something which I have been saying now last for a couple of weeks. Same thing I have noted down over here also, that metals are in an uptrend. I'm not denying that. You can see that prices are above the moving average. But if you see this particular candle, this is an inverted hammer at a resistance, plus the moving averages are pretty far away. This candle I'm not giving that importance. Why? Because the reason is this candle is not complete. So it would not be proper at my end to talk anything about it. But yes, we are at a resistance, that's for sure. Now, if I convert this chart, this is the weekly chart of Nifty Metal. You can see clearly we do have a negative divergence. So this is a clear sign. Nifty Metal is in an uptrend, but there is some sort of lack of momentum, and the upside momentum is getting weaker and weaker. So even in the last session, I clearly told I'm not interested in Nifty Metal pack anymore, at least in the positional trading setup. I'm not interested in the positional trading setup. Even if I want to trade in metal stocks, I would rather be trading them for short term, getting in as soon as possible, getting out as soon as possible, and that also taking the trades very, very, very carefully, because if the larger time frame charts are not very good, probably the lower time frame charts may not do any good to you also. So be very, very cautious while trading the metal pack. All right, auto pack. Now, if you look at the auto pack, I'm not denying that yes, we are at a resistance, and yes, this is a logarithmic chart, just to confirm. We are at a resistance, and apart from that, nothing looks that negative in this particular sector. But yes, I'm not denying we are at a resistance. We need to be careful about that. So in case if you're holding any auto stocks, fine, keep holding them until and unless your stop is not triggered. If your stop gets triggered, just come out of it. Don't ask questions. And in case we do have a close above this particular candle, above this trend line, I'm sorry, by at least 1 or 2%, then probably this rally will continue. This particular candle over here looks very beautiful, considering that we are in an uptrend and it has given you a significant sharp decline, and the candle which we can see over here is a hammer. But again, we need to see what candles are built on Mondays and Tuesdays, because I just heard that Singapore Nifty is somewhere around 150 points down. So we don't know what will happen. All right. In finance sector, again, as you can see over here, we are in a strong uptrend, not denying that, but we are at a Fibonacci extension. So overall, if you see, my friends, that many sectors are showing signs they're in a strong uptrend, but they are at a resistance. Does it mean that market would crash or anything? No, we need to be very much watchful, vigilant in our long positions in case if you're holding. And yes, if you're not holding any positions, at least do not initiate trades at the resistance zone. At least see that your stock which you're trying to buy is pretty much far away from the resistance when you buy. So by the time it comes near the resistance point, what will happen is at least you'll be able to trail your stop losses or probably book partial profits. So that will take a little bit risk away from your trade. If I open up the weekly chart of financial services, same thing, we are at a resistance. So same story, I think in an uptrend near resistance. So I think it's wait and watch. Sideways consolidation, 1 or 2 days, up move, down move might continue. Okay, in IT sector, I think I had posted this on Twitter somewhere on this particular day on 8th of June. I clearly shared that IT sector will outperform, and this was for the swing traders. And you can see how nicely it has performed in the short run. Now, is there any change in my in the overall state of trend in IT? I would say no. Yes, but one thing we need to be noting is RSI is at 82.55. So the trend is extremely strong, but we are also extremely overbought. Just keep that thing in mind, nothing much. And over here in the daily chart, we have hit a resistance point. You can see today there is a big red candle over here. So maybe in few days time, maybe in the short term, we might have some sort of profit booking a little bit here and there, or consolidation, sideways move, or a small dip is possible. Overall trend is still up. Kindly keep trailing your stop losses. Pharma sector, strong uptrend. Look to initiate swing trades in pharma sector looks extremely bullish to me. If you see the candle in the daily chart, that's very, very encouraging. Only one thing you need to take care of is that the resistance is somewhere over here. We are far, far away. So do not delay in initiating trades in pharma. If you want to initiate, make sure that your timings are very, very apt. So as soon as you initiate the trade goes up and you book profits as per the trading setup which I have given you. So as soon as the prices, if in case they inch higher, at least if you have booked 50% profits, your risk will be negated. A lot of risk will come down, and then the prices will hit the resistance point. FMCG pack, thanks to Hindi Unilever, prices have been shooting up. Last time also I told that overall the FMCG pack is looking bullish, and that's what is going on right now. It's a slow moving sector, no doubt, but yes, the uptrend is looking strong. Mid caps. Now, if mid caps, what I have noted is the trend continues to remain up. But if you see this candle, obviously the month end has not happened. But as of now, I can see some sort of selling pressure is evident. Let us check the weekly time frame. No, not much resistance over here, but yes, some sort of selling pressure has happened. Nothing negative as of now, apart from the fact that RSI is at 75, 76 in the monthly time frame. Price pretty much stretched away from the moving averages. And in short-term charts, probably in the daily charts, you can see this one big crash suddenly in 3 days' time. So there will be some sort of volatility in the short term, sideways move, profit booking, up move, down move. ये सब होता रहेगा, but overall trend is still up. And try to find good swing trades in this particular sector when the right time comes. All right. So this is the weekly sectoral analysis for today. And now one by one, I'll start taking your questions. Just give me a minute.